Heute sind wir in Kopenhagen wieder mal, Steengelle, und wir haben das Vergnügen mit DeMarco ein Interview zu führen. First question to you. If you have the chance to be a music instrument, which music instrument you would like to be, and in fact why?
I think I'd be a piano, because you can do the most with the piano, I think. And it sounds beautiful, and it's nice, you know.
A classical guy. Well, coming a bit to your music, you're kind of pretty young. You were traveling a little bit in Canada from Edmonton to Vancouver, now in Montreal, I think. How was it for you, like, to have different kind of perception of cities, meeting other nice guys, and then making a little bit music? So, how was it feeling to you now in the last couple of years, moving a little bit around and then going on tour?
I think it's great. I don't know. I like meeting people, and you know, I don't even feel like necessarily moving across the countries, because there's kids from. Well, I'm from Edmonton, and kids from Edmonton move all over the place. So everywhere I go, there's friends. I miss living in Vancouver, but I'm there a lot now because we're touring. So, you know, it's great. I don't mind at all. I'm now touring. We're touring a lot, and it's kind of hard on my girlfriend and stuff. But you know, having a good life, lucky life. Yeah.
Well, at least you might listen to some other interviews to hear a sweet voice. Because you were saying enjoying a little bit sweet life, I was kind of reading some kind of yellow press stuff, because there is kind of that chain target, I think it's called, but I don't want to talk about this, but how it was feeling then to you to get kind of a strange way of attention, not maybe immediately from some nice, I don't know, guys which are talking to you, let's say fans, or that some people are talking then more, shit, I was listening in the retail store, that music, so has this ever happened, or?
I don't think anyone ever heard, you're talking about that target group, right? I don't think anybody's ever, at least people that I know, nobody saw it. I think it was only on for like a month or something on TV, and like, there's only 3 seconds without me singing, so I don't know if anybody ever caught it. I saw it, I thought it was pretty funny, but
at least you were making money out of it, or?
Oh yeah, that was the ticket. A lot of money too. Nice.
Well, but coming a bit really now to music. Well, you're now on tour. You were kind of moving around, and how is it for you? Like, is it for you? If it's stressy or not, you be able to kind of write some lines down and say, well, there's still music going on to create some new stuff. Or are you more that guy who say, I'm kind of a funny guy, but really honestly, I need 2 weeks off, escape from society, and then I write my lyrics, or how's this?
I don't really ever write on the road, or I usually don't even have songs ready before I start recording, so, you know, a lot of people today like just press record and then you go. It's kind of how I do it. I never really plan anything too far in advance. Maybe I'll make demos and then redo them to make them sound better, but everybody's been asking me, like, you must have like a vault of songs or something, like so many songs ready for your next album. I'm like, no, I don't have any, so I'm just going to play it by ear, I guess.
Yeah. So it's sometimes then when you're going into a studio, it's like maybe you have a blank page and then...
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't really like going into studios, because I never really have any idea what I'm going to do, and it always ends up turning out really weird, so I do it all at home instead. Yeah.
Okay. So then, coming back to the live setting, so to say, well, now you're on tour, nice guys like me, you have the pleasure to interview you, but how is it then for you going on stage? Do you think, oh shit, like, kind of people expect something from me because now I'm that maybe Canadian guy, so you kind of feeling under pressure, or you kind of play your set and say, well, I'm trying my best, but that's it?
It's weird. It's like, now I know that if we go out and play, kids, like, people want to come and they already know the music, so, you know, I mean, we're not going to play it exactly like the album, but hopefully the show will be fun for everybody and they know the songs. They're coming out to, you know, see something they hopefully already know about. It's different from before, because when I used to tour, I had no press or anything. Nobody knew who I was, so that was the nerve-wracking thing for me. It's like, it's a lot of people here. We got to play really good so they actually like us. But now it's kind of like, you know, maybe people will like us even if we play really bad. So I just trying to have a lot of fun with it now instead.
Well, because you're living now in Montreal, I assume there's still kind of the house party or like illegal party scenery. Have you ever played at such shows, or what is the difference between such an experience to have kind of house party and now getting more to the regular kind of showcase thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Montreal is definitely still like a bunch of like illegal loft venues and stuff, and I love it. It's sweet because it's, you know, playing these shows is fun. Big shows is crazy, you know. But when you can like play with a bunch of bands that you love, like in your music scene at a small spot, you know, it's really laid back. Your friends are there, everybody's hanging out, nobody to impress really. You're just having a good time. I love that, you know. And house parties are great too because house parties are usually way more like rockin' and crazy than real venue shows. So I love it, you know.
Because, well, you're now a musician, pretty fresh in the business, but still, you were playing for a couple of years, I assume, music. But is there something else you kind of adore in your life where you say, shit, well, music is a big part of for me, but I don't know, when I have time, like hanging out with my girl or reading some books or baking a cake or doing gardening, is there kind of any habit you like to give 90% our music is something else?
I make music and I'm touring a lot. Pretty much my whole life revolves around it. Maybe I'll like, you know, do something for a little while, like, you know, get really into watching some TV show or movies. But that's not really a hobby. It's just me being a lazy bastard. So, but you know, I don't know. I mean, if I didn't have music, I don't know what the hell else I'd be doing. So, pretty lucky that it's working out okay. You know.
So reading once a kind of story that you might know those guys from Chapendroids. But it was kind of irrelevant. My question was like how you made it up, like to be like together, because, well, same musicians, but sometimes musicians are as well kind of crazy. You know, you like their music but not their personality. But how you made it with Chapendroids, so to say?
How did I meet them? And when I was living there, their initial record label, they don't work with them anymore, but a long time ago it was a record label called Unfamiliar Records. Excuse me. And I went and played at one of the record label owners' houses. And he was like, I want to put your stuff out. And I was like, sweet. And then he was like, what do you want to do this year? And I was like, I want to tour. Because like touring to me at that point was like, how do you do that? I have no idea. It's so crazy. But I mean, it's easy to book your own tour. And I realize now it's not easy, but you can do it. But it seemed like this crazy thing. He's like, oh, I'll get you on tour with Japandroids. And I was like, okay. And we showed up in Kelowna, met him. Really, really nice guys. We had a fun, you know, couple shows with them. And then they asked us to come back a couple years later in the States for a couple dates. And now we're doing another couple Canadian dates with them as soon as we're finished in Europe. So I love hanging out with those guys. They're real fun.
What is now the different perception of touring now? Because first, as you said, you were curious how to do it, and now you're already in that bus, so to say, touring.
Yeah, it is definitely different now. I mean, in the States or in North America, it's still. I mean, the fundamental thing is booking agent, I guess, because I never had one before. I had to book all my own shows and everything. But having a booking agent is like, oh, then I guess I don't have to do any work. But we still. Like here, we have some guy driving us around. We have a van and stuff, which is really weird and new. But I wouldn't want to drive, you know, on like the left side of the street or like have like a British car with the steering wheel. No, like I wouldn't have no idea how to do it. So it's useful over here. But in the States, we just all get in my station wagon and I do all the driving. So we try to keep it like, you know, pretty simple. Not planning on, you know, getting a tour bus or anything like that anytime soon. But it's definitely different to have like other people helping you with something like that, you know.
Well, we're coming kind of to the last question, and it goes like, journalists, guys like me, were maybe asking in the past the same question, and we're saying, I'm nice and I'm still curious for interviews, but come on, don't bother me with that shit. So what is kind of your not favorite, least favorite, or no-go question? Where I say, come on, please ask me something else.
I don't know. I never say don't ask that. Like I don't care. People can ask me whatever. But I mean, I do get asked some questions a lot. Before, when I had the first album out with the lipstick, everybody was, you know, asking me like, why are you so sleazy? Like, what's up with the lipstick? What's so crazy? And so I answered that question like 5 million times. And then now it's more of like, I don't know what they asked me now. I did a phone interview today. I think. I don't know. They're like they talk about like. Yeah. I don't know. It was mostly the lipstick thing. That one kind of drove me insane, because it's like, I don't wear lipstick. People know that now, I think. But, I was just making a joke. And I thought it was funny for the first, 4 months. And then it got to a point where it's like, I'm still doing the same interview about, putting that lipstick on. I'm like, son of a gun. Interview's an interview. I like to tell people whatever I can.
Okay, thanks a lot. Now I know that you should not use any lipstick in the future. Or at least make a song about the lipsticks. And, thanks a lot for the interview. And hopefully enjoy the interview, other interviews as well. And the show in Copenhagen. Thanks a lot.
No problemo.